Life in the deep sea is difficult, so many fishes there have special adaptations to improve their ability to feed and to mate. Creatures that live thousands of feet below the ocean's surface have developed special adaptabilities to survive. While some of them may look strange to us, they've developed these appearances over thousands of years to help them thrive in their extreme environments. Today in this video you are going to find out some of the weird deep-sea creatures in the world. The anglerfish. You've probably seen this iconic creature before. They've almost become a mascot for the abyssal area. However, only some of them live in the deep sea, while others inhabit the continental shelf. Deep-sea anglerfish may not regularly encounter suitable prey, so they have very large mouths and stomachs and long, pointy teeth in order to facilitate capturing and swallowing anything that they find. They also have a lure, like all anglerfishes, that they use to attract prey. The deep-sea anglerfish's lure is filled with bacteria that make their own light. Using a muscular skin flap, a deep-sea anglerfish can either hide or reveal its lighted lure. By pulsing the light and moving the lure back and forth, they successfully attract fishes and other prey. When scientists first discovered anglerfish, they were rather puzzled by the fact that they only found females. Furthermore, these females appeared to have some sort of parasite attached to them. Well, here's the kicker: those parasites were actually the males. The sole purpose of the male's life is to find a female host, without which he can't survive for long. After he does find a female, the male bites into her skin, and the two are fused together, until the point where the only discernible parts of the male are its gonads. The male is still alive and he shares the female's circulatory system, but he is basically a parasite which occasionally pays his dues by providing her with sperm on the spot so that she might impregnate herself. This is called parasitic reproduction. Frilled shark. The frilled shark is one of the gnarliest looking creatures in the sea. If it looks like an ancient beast, that's because it is. The prehistoric creature's roots go back 80 million years. Frilled sharks are active predators and may lunge at potential prey, swallowing it whole, even if it is quite large. Their normal swimming style, however, is distinctly eel-like, as they swim in a serpentine fashion. The preferred prey of the frilled shark is squid, and they have several rows of long teeth, each with 3 long points, that are perfect for snagging the soft bodies of this prey. Though they specialize on squids, frilled sharks are known to eat a variety of fishes and also other sharks. Frilled sharks are only very rarely encountered in the wild, so little is known about their ecology. The limited information that scientists do have is based on dissection of individuals captured in deep-sea net fisheries and observation of the occasional live individual in captivity. Frilled sharks reproduce via internal fertilization and give live birth. However, they do not connect to their young through a placenta, like in most mammals. Instead, embryos live off of energy obtained from yolk sacs, and only after the juveniles are able to survive on their own does the mother give birth to her young. The blob fish. The ugly glob of life, voted the world's ugliest animal, is called the blob fish, which is actually well suited to its environment up to 4,000 feet below the surface of the ocean. Its jelly-like body keeps it floating in the high-pressure waters. Otherwise it would get crushed. Blobfish have small spines that cover their body, rather than scales. Unlike other fish, this unattractive creature has no swim bladder. At the depths at which they reside, their swim bladder would burst under the pressure. These critters don't have bones or muscles. They instead have a jelly-like substance that turns to a floppy gelatinous mass when they are taken from the water. Hence the name blob fish. They don't expend much energy swimming. Instead, they just hover just above the ocean floor in search of food. Blobfish are carnivorous and their diet consists of sea urchins, crustaceans, shellfish, and sea pans. This deep-sea critter has no teeth. They instead suck in their food via a vacuum-like suction and then digest their prey. Females lay thousands of pink eggs on the ocean floor in rocks and crevices. Gulper Eel. The gulper eel is one of the most bizarre-looking creatures in the deep sea. Its most notable attribute is the large mouth. This enormous mouth is much larger than the eel's body. The mouth is loosely hinged, and can be opened wide enough to swallow an animal much larger than itself. The hapless fish is then deposited into a pouch-like lower jaw, which resembles that of a pelican. In fact, this eel is sometimes referred to as the pelican eel. The gulper stomach can also stretch to accommodate its large meals. This giant mouth gives the eel its other common name of umbrella mouth gulper. The gulper eel is much different in appearance than most other eel species. Its pectoral fins are so tiny as to be almost non-existent. Unlike many other deep-sea creatures, it has very small eyes. It is believed that the eyes evolved to detect faint traces of light rather than form images. The gulper eel also has a very long, whip-like tail. Specimens that have been brought to the surface in fishing nets have been known to have their long tails tied into several knots. The eel uses its long tail for movement. The end of the tail is tipped with a light-producing organ known as a photophore. Goblin Sharks. Goblin sharks are a bizarre-looking species of deep-sea shark. They are easily recognized by their long snout and protruding jaws, not that you're likely to see them. These sharks only emerge from the depths in fishermen's nets, and even these occurrences are rare. With eerily protruding jaws, paler pink skin, and flabby bodies, these creatures are fodder for nightmares. Those odd-looking snouts, known as rostrums, are not just for show. Goblin sharks' rostrums are covered with sensory organs called ampullae of Lorenzini. A trait shared with many other sharks, ampullae of Lorenzini sense the electrical fields of other animals. Basically, they can see electricity. Bulk of this species' diet consists of fish in the teleost infraclass, including dragonfish, rat eels, anglerfish, and more. They are also known to feed on crustaceans and cephalopods like squid. These sharks will prey on fish found both on the seafloor and in the water column. Because they are so slow-moving, scientists believe these sharks are ambush predators. Their pinkish-red skin actually blends in when in the deep sea. Fangtooth. The fangtooth is a small fish with a laterally compressed body. Despite their small size, fangtooths have large heads and disproportionately long sharp teeth. Two sockets have developed on the sides of their brains to make room for the teeth when their jaws close. Large teeth enable the fangtooth to kill fish much larger than itself. Fangtooth fish colors range from black to dark brown as adults and are light gray when young. Their bodies are covered with prickly scales and spines. They can be found at depths anywhere from 6 feet to 15,000 feet but are most commonly found between 1,640 and 6,562 feet. When fangtooth are young, they tend to live in shallower depths. Their large heads allow them to swallow most prey whole, eating fish 1/3 their size. When fangtooths' mouths are full, they cannot pump water over their gills as efficiently. Thus, they produce large gaps between their gills and use their pectoral fins to fan water over their gills from behind. To find prey, fangtooths have lateral lines along each side of their bodies, which are important for detecting changes in temperature and movements of potential prey. The common fangtooth is found around the world in temperate marine waters. This includes the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans, appearing off the waters of Australia and from the central to southern British Isles.